If you were a magical Negro in real life, I think you guys are pretty magical, and you're also Negroes. I'm Lauren Ashley Beck, sitting down with the one and only Nicole Byer and Justice Smith, stars of the upcoming film, The American Society of Magical Negroes.
What's the most dangerous animal on the planet?
Sharks.
White people.
Oh.
When are white people most dangerous?
And they're teamed up with sharks.
When they feel uncomfortable.
Okay, sharks are part of it,
White people feeling uncomfortable precedes a lot of bad stuff for us. White people move into a neighborhood, they feel uncomfortable, gentrification.
Once you guys got the script and saw that the title of the film was American Society of Magical Negroes, what were your initial thoughts?
I saw the title and I said, ooh, this is going to be fun because it's such a polarizing title. And as a fat Black woman, I play magical Negroes. I've had auditions to be like, oh my God, Jenny, I live for you. Did you get the man? Did you get the job? And it's like, how come my character doesn't have a backstory? Why is she so wise? Because I'm a dumb bitch. I'm not wise. But yeah, and then I read the script and I just loved that it was this like huge premise that really is like a love story at heart, and it's beautifully written. Kobe did a really beautiful job.
I already knew the magical Negro trope because I took one semester of a film lit class in high school where we examined the trope and I wrote an essay about it. So I was like, oh, this is such a dope subversion of this trope to talk about what it means to make yourself small in white spaces. So I was game from the jump.
Justice, I saw that you posted a picture of yourself on IG and you were at the in-person press junket and you captioned it, "Me and my chicken legs doing press for this movie that everybody is mad about." So as the film approaches its release, some audiences might have questions about how it portrays Black characters. Could you both share insights into how the film challenges those stereotypes and promotes an authentic representation of Black culture and our experiences?
I wish this was about his chicken legs.
We can talk about the chicken leg too. The legs look good, but I didn't want to go there. I didn't know.
My dad, genetics, my dad has blessed me with these beautiful chicken legs, these drumsticks. I think I don't think it's like a end all be all of like what it means to be Black in America. I think it's about a specific nuance of what it means to be Black in white spaces. And I think a lot of the reason why people were mad at the concept is that because either they don't want to, it's confronting, it's like when we have Black art, we yearn to see ourselves empowered. A lot of movies about race are like civil rights movies or slavery movies or movies that like, exist in the past where the Black characters like have struggles outside of themselves and then in the end are empowered and racism is over and it doesn't exist anymore. And Kobe did, like, he set his story in modern day and he's talking about how racism has evolved into this like microaggressive, like insidious thing that still puts the onus on Black people to make themselves, to compromise their identities to make white people comfortable. And I empathize with Black audiences who are like, I don't want to see myself represented that way, either because I'm Black and I'm proud and I've never compromised for a white person, or because I don't want to admit in the ways in which I was weak, and I think what Kobe is doing is he's championing people who survive these environments, people who do what they need to do to survive, and he's saying that like it's not your fault that you were weak in those moments. It's not your fault that you sacrificed something to survive. It is the system's fault. I hope that after you see this movie, you're able to do some internal healing and stand a little taller when you enter those spaces.
Yeah, and also race aside, I do feel like it is a coming of age story. And I think people tend to think coming of age is like growing up or whatever. But I think growing up is also finding your voice. And Aaron in the movie really finds his voice. And he has this very poignant moment where he's like, I deserve to live. And to me, I interpret that as like, I deserve to be able to express myself in ways that I want to. I deserve to be heard in all the ways that I want to be heard. And I feel like sometimes Black people, to throw race back in it, are told to just don't say anything. Don't interrupt the status quo. Don't deflect from things that have been put in power or whatever. So yeah, I think the movie is so relatable on so many different levels.
If you were a magical Negro in real life, I think you guys are pretty magical, and you're also Negroes.
Thank you.
What magical
Thank
power
you
would
so
you
much.
have, and why?
Ever since I was a kid, like I mean, I guess this is more of like a superpower than like a magical power, but like I always wanted to have like stretchy limbs. My logic as a child was like, oh, because I had to walk to school all the time. And if I like stretch my legs long enough, I only have to take like 2 or 3 steps and then I can get to school. But I also think like, grabbing the remote from across the room. Like there's like a lot of practical uses for having stretchy limbs.
I just want to be invisible because I'm nosy. Like, I want to know what people are talking about. My neighbors, I think, are in the midst of a divorce, and sometimes they fight, and I can hear them from the street when I'm walking my dog. And I'm like, if I could be invisible, I could get up in there and really figure out what's going on.
I want to ask you, Nicole, in the film, this is probably my last question, and in the trailer, there's you and you're suspended from the ceiling. Can we talk about the challenges of that experience?
I get to levitate, I get to fly. And it was pretty wild because I read it in the script and I was like, well, this will probably change day up. And Kobe was like, nope, we're putting you in a harness, we're taking you up to the sky. And I was like, okay. The challenges are it like presses on your diaphragm. It's hard to speak. Also, my scene was me levitating and I'm talking to like 100 extras and Justice, who I had never met. And David Allen Greer is also in the scene. And I was like, oh my God, don't up these words. Kobe wrote such a beautiful script and everyone was so gracious and nice. And when I like started to advocate for myself to be like, oh, I need to come down for a second, nobody was like annoyed with me. And then also everyone who worked with the stunt team was so nice and made sure I was comfortable. But yeah, it was really, really cool.
It goes like, hey, can I come down for a second? Like, can't breathe. And we're like, boo.
Boo, keep going.
Keep going.
I'm lightheaded. And then I'm just like a passed out pinata.
Yeah.
Given David's esteemed status within the industry, can you guys elaborate on your experience working with a legend like that?
Yeah, David is so funny. Most of my scenes, well, not most of my scenes, but a good chunk of my scenes were with David. And he's just as magnetic off camera as he is on. Every day he would drag me through the mud and make fun of me and tease me. And he said that I sound like a hipster with a mouthful of marbles, which I think is awesome and true. And he would also send me gospel music, which was really cool. And we were bonding over that. But I just feel like he has such a big heart, especially for a comedian. I don't know why, especially for a comedian, but I don't know. I guess I connote comedians as being evil or
heartless.
Heartless. Yeah, heartless. And David just has like a deep well of emotion and care for other people, and I think that's why he's so interested in making people laugh and like making people and being friendly and having a good time.
Yeah, he's incredible. He's so grounded. Just off the bat, like he just made me feel very comfortable, and I was kind of tripping because I was like, I can't believe I'm in the same room with him and Justice. Like, big fan of Justice. I love Detective Pikachu. Boy, oh boy, did I love it. So I was like really excited to be a part of this. And then David just like met me at where I was and we talked comedy for a little bit. And that was cool because it was like, oh, we have relatable experiences. Like he is really charismatic. Like you see it on the screen and it's true in life. He's great.